Hey, what's up, everybody out there? You know me, JK, with PCG and Wealtication, which is Paper Circle Group. Today, what I want to talk about a little is about the Wealtication online course you've been hearing me talking about, been promoting. I'm actually giving it out for free, finally. And the name of the course is going to be Corporate Structure and Taxation, right? That's the name of it. So I'm going to just read down some of the subsections and maybe do a small little elaboration about some of the subjects, right? So, when I did this, a while back, I'm gonna just say, I don't know, some years ago, my main thing was trying to enlighten people to what the difference between an LLC and a corporation. And I know the world had caught up to the information now because there's so many people that got their own LLC and corporation, and even a trust game, right? So my thing was always trying to enhance our people into the next dimension that I felt that we all want to be in. And I understand everybody ain't trying to go in the next dimension, right? Some people are content where they're at. So my course may be a little bit more advanced than some people that's actually talking about certain subjects, right? And I get it. So we understand that within life, it's called growth. You got to grow as time go on. You got to be able to progress, right? So a lot of times I find people being aggressive without progressing, right? So you can't be aggressive till you actually progress. So with that being said, I'm going to talk a little about it. So the first title is, what is a corporation? You know what I'm saying? So a corporation is pretty much, a C Corp and an S Corp, right? That's a corporation. An LLC is a limited liability company. A lot of people fail to realize that a corporation also have a limited liability future also, meaning like the members and the officers and things are actually they have a limited liability also, right? That's all limited liability mean, right? You're not all the way liable. You ain't all the way in a situation where you are obligated to so many damage that might have came against it, right? Okay, so with that being said, me personally, not always. I have two C corps, right? But the problem is, the problem become a lot of people look at it like, well, C corp is double taxation. I'm like, you absolutely right, but it's subject to double taxation. And I'll just give you one scenario where it takes it out of a double taxation. Okay, let's say you have a Delaware C corporation set up, right? But you also have a holding company or trust that actually own this C corporation, right? Well, what happens is, if you set yourself up and you got yourself as a stockholder to your C corporation, right? When it's time to pay out the performance, which would be an interest or dividend, and most times it's going to be preferred stock, you're going to pay the dividend. So the dividend is going to be issued out of the C corp to the holding company, right? Right there just didn't create a direct taxable event. That's one way to look at it, where it won't be a double taxation scenario, right? It's a couple more ways, but I won't go into that. Okay, so why I like setting up C Corp because the type of ventures that I be developing and putting together, it calls out for venture capitalists to a certain extent and different type of investors. So most investors that's on that status, they look for Delaware C Corporation that issue what? Preferred stocks that pay dividends, right? They become almost like protected, because anything go wrong, they can liquidate most of all their money out first, right? And if you ever want to go public, you go public. I don't have plans on going public, but the C Corp to me is just not just, like they say double taxation. They have a double option because they have two type of shares. They have a preferred stock and they have a common stock. With the S Corp only offer common shares. It's more for individual, right? Individual tax, right? So that will make people more secure with the S Corp, right? Now, if you understand both strategies and both structures, you will see that either or could work in your favor. So it's all about giving your best, advisors and consultants that you know exactly what you need for your business model that you preparing or you putting up or you got already established, right? Now, with that being said, a limited liability company, which is a LLC, it don't issue stocks directly. It issue stocks back within the private amongst their members, right? So it don't go public and the S Corp don't go public. That's why I like the C Corp, because they offer two type of shares. They got an option to go public, right? Okay, so that's pretty much the difference between an LLC and a corporation. An LLC is pretty much what you already know, a limited liability company, right? It could be owned by another entity or another, private living trust also, right? That's the key. We understand. We hear it all day now. Own and control everything. Okay, now within that subject, the next subset is going to be pass-through entity. What a pass-through entity is pretty much saying we have a Delaware corporation, right? It's going to be owning, just say, because different states got different rules, different requirements, and different procedures, right? So we might have this state operating company, right, that could be owned by this Delaware corporation, right? I just used 2 in my structure, right? And I go into the 3, which should be the third dimension. So let's say you got the Delaware structure set up, and they got another company that's set up, just say, in another state, we're going to use Louisiana, Tennessee, right? Well, when that company get ready to create all these liabilities, which is taxes, it could pass it back up to what? Delaware, all its profits, right? Now, on the next strategy, you got a third one. It may have, the second one might be a management company, the other one might be an operation company. Where the 2 LLCs, you could take and pass all the liabilities up to the second LLC that could pass it up to the Delaware holding, right? And the more you create in taxes, it's going to be less in taxes. But Delaware have a loophole where if that company in Delaware owns this state company, it don't have tax on intellectual property. So that's one of the Delaware loopholes, right? So with that being said, that's the basic pass-through strategy, right? How to take all the tax liability and pass it up to the next one, consolidate it to that one, and then do it the third time, right? Okay, the next subsection going to be the layers of finance. That's just showing you how to set up your capitalization from seed funding to actually your startup funding till you see people got round 1, round 2, all these different rounds of funding, right? But it's just showing you all the layers of the finance. And I'll go right there right quick since we have a layer time on at 6 minutes. So, everything I do is based on time. So I try to always be a little bit ahead of time. So, okay, the layer of finance is the initial funds, right? Capitalization, legal fees, payroll, equity capital, which is you as the owner of the company and different partners might be the owners. Then you got startup capital, assuming an operation can maintain and expand, right? Then you got personal assembly, necessary events, seed funds. So on this side, secondary funds is going to be seed funding. So anything you set up promotional and things like that's a part of seed funding, right? Events, you doing events to get people out, and raise funding, just setting different service and offer service. So on one side of the spectrum, you got secondary funding, initial funds, the money that we're going to put up, 50,000, 100,000. By the time we do that, we may have an angel investor might want to come in and bring a couple of 100,000, even up to $500,000. Then next, you're looking for more accredited investors that might be, venture capitalists, firms, individual, high net worth individual, and so far and so on. Okay, so with that being said, we're going to go down to e-com links and vendors. So all that is based on, once again, is trend versus trenches, right? So what I came on that style was, it was based on the trend. The trenches create a direction that creates the trend. So you understand it's a move and a shaking of a hustler. You've been in the trenches. You understand, you see what becomes a trend. You create a trend and you got people follow your trend, but I was using the big boys as Facebook, Google, Amazon, all these big companies. They hold all our data for what? For us to advertise on their platform and sell our products. I mean, one side I got on the course is showing you one intangible. Facebook don't have no physical products. Amazon really got no physical product, but they do have products now. They let you sell your physical products. So with that being said, I came up with that to show you e-coms. It's e-coms procedure, right? So I broke down trend versus trenches. Eat all, and it could be both monetized, and you be the beneficiary of the trend, right? Okay. Under that, the next title going to be product development. Now with product development, this why drop shipping futures are so influenced now, because more people then learned that I don't have to create a product from scratch. I could just get me a drop shipping affiliate program set up. I could start drop shipping products that I never even saw before and earn a few cents doing it, right? Before I just pour this capital behind a product that I want to do. So sometimes it might be a best idea to just get established with some familiar products and start, selling them and things like that. You don't want to spend too much time and money on something that you get tired of and blow it out, versus, having something that's already established. Under that, I got private label. So private label is pretty much a concept where you could contact a private label company and you got this idea, you want to create this product. They'll pretty much give you a number on how much it's going to cost to create it for you, send you some type of prototypes on it, might market your product for you and different things like that. And then, help you get it out to the market. But you also going to take the route like I took, and I advise you just take private label, because when I created my coffee brand, exclusive coffee brand, which was Buck Cup Coffee. I sit there, I went through all the procedures of learning how to make it myself from out the garage, out the house, and things like that. So, really, I think it'd have been a better niche if I just would have did more of drop shipping. And I understood drop shipping. I didn't understand the concept at the time. Well, the term, I understand you could take probably like Gap and you be affiliate, you selling their products through a website, etc. back then. So, by me having a good experience with product development, I'm good at creating the product, right? And I'm also good at pretty much marketing, which you have different type of marketing strategies, right? You be marketing yourself as a walking billboard, right? Or you have a company and nobody knows you and you're just marketing. So people don't realize them two different, concepts. People walk around all day and we got our own brand on and things, our own movement, and then people look at you outside the company. So you want people to see the company first, not you. Okay, so now we got web application development, the functionality and operation system, right? So all that is pretty much just breaking down, how a website is set up, how you're going to establish and have it corresponding with all the other tools so you can create some leads, get traffic, and so far and so on, and make sure you don't waste a lot of time just dealing with web developers. Make sure that you actually focus on digital marketer guys that can really take your stuff to the next level. You know what I'm saying? On the different things, focus on a lot of that AI stuff also. But the codes, I kept it real simple. I don't got too much of the futures like that, but that's just the functionality. So right there, the next subchapter under it gonna be the functionality I just broke down, which is the operation system, how the website gonna operate, how it's gonna attract people to become members, or they gonna subscribe, or they gonna just buy your product, add to the cart, go on about their business and things like that. So now with that being said, down here, these are some of the things that someone like myself can sit down one-on-one and help you with. These are some of the things we can teach you. It's say banking and finance. Under finance gonna be banking, insurance, and so forth. So it's so many, concepts under finance. Me personally, I spent a lot of years just actually practicing understanding what banking was. You know what I'm saying? Not to be abused by the bank, and to understand why they lend money, how they lend money. You know what I'm saying? How can I get this type of funding if I want to use debt finance versus I love equity finance. Actually, Wealtication was developed out the thinking of equity finance first, all about equity. So we can sit down with you on that. Next is going to be business credit registering with Dun and Bradstreet and others like Speedy and all that stuff. You set your name count up. That boosts your business credit up also. It's like a net 30, but it's better than net 30. The average one setting up all them. Then you got the favorite that I like to do is sit down. We're going to elaborate how to give you a company valuation. You're going to need a full 9A appraisal guy that's going to come out certified, submitted through the IRS to make it like this company really is worth this. You also could do, because that's a multiple of the revenue, or it's a multiple of the profits. You could do it that way, or you could do company analysts, find out what companies is worth this much in the industry, and you could do them like that. Or you do houses, eyeball houses, same thing. And they got a third one. You could use net asset value, take all the assets that might be intrinsic that you own and deduct all the liabilities. It's a few ways you could create a valuation. Okay, over there, we got product development one-on-one. I just went through that. The issuing of securities, which I love to do. Not try to teach you how to trade a stock, but how to issue your own stock. We probably set this corporation up. We issue all these shares back to ourselves and our team and management. Now we got equity on paper. You see what I'm saying? Bonds if we wanted to track investors. Then we got course one-on-one, advanced business based on CRE, commercial real estate, and M&As, which is merger and acquisition for cash flow procedures. So that's based on we acquired companies that's already established cash flow cows, apartment buildings and strip malls and all them type of things that got balance sheet. We ain't got to sit around and see how long it's going to take to make us money. It's already making money for us. And the next one is like, why don't you create your own code so you can start getting paid for not what you do, but for what you know? I give you the initiative, start how to set that up and things like that. So before this course was around, this format here was around. That's why I keep it close by. It's called the Orchestration for Control and Power. When I took one of my other, marketing shirts that I used to walk around with, and I changed Wealtication. I modified it, Wealtication, $1 trillion industry. Everything we talking about is $1 trillion industries are better, you know what I'm saying? And over here, I also have another course that I created that I almost get into. It's called outside of retail and sales. So pretty much what this do is this pure a portfolio management company. Like I also got set up hedge fund company, whatever you want to consider them. It's all investment strategy that's diverse, that's hedging, you know what I'm saying, that's actually, you know what I'm saying, monetizing all losses, right? So a loss and a loss, they got something that's backing it. See what I'm saying? So portfolio billing. You know what I'm saying? This is a badass code. It's for people that's outside. We just talked about all the, retail thinking and things of that nature. You to enhance your finance management skills and you ready to start your top investment company got all your ideas, attract investors and partners come in and bring all this money like hedge fund companies do. Like my partner did for Memphis, set up a hedge fund company for us, made me the director. I created myself as the infrastructure engineer. Okay, so with that being said, this is just another one, you know, and you never saw this phone before, you know what I'm saying? It's Paper Circle Group, and it's called MAD, Management, Acquisition, and Distribution. You know, it's a pyramid breakdown showing you, you know what I'm saying, the M, the A, and the D. You know what I'm saying? So at the end, we're talking about pretty much trust, like y'all hearing about now. Y'all learning more about the trust, which is great. A lot of guys that's doing this stuff now, it's helped me out. I got to do less work for the people, you know what I'm saying? So I just want to give you a little outline of what my course was really based on. You know what I'm saying? Some of it starts off first, give you the carpet body. After that, we going way somewhere else with everything else. We going to help you monetize your strategy. Your strategy might go faster than my strategy. I don't know, but I want to sit down, whoever ready to do a one-on-one with me, I'm here. You know where I've been. You know where I'm going. You know where my presence is. I'm out. JK's. All peace and love to everyone out there. Ta-ha.